Who would like to recap, bring us all up to speed for a little inspiration?
Um, I mean, I think all that we did was say our goodbyes and head back towards Bastion, where we were kind of able to start spreading the word about the passing armies, and we picked up some old friends to head out. But I don't know that we have actually decided where we want to go.
I thought, and don't know for sure. I think we ended on we were going to head up north, and we were going to cut up to the other weapons cache.
Well, first we're going on our grand tour. Uh,
Yes.
but the Hag is also on that list, and the weapons cache is on that list.
Oh, that's right.
Um,
Yeah, it's
it's in
north of
order, I think.
Bastion towards Karakara, the Crooked Hills, and
Yeah,
swing like Maras and north to the cache.
yeah. It's probably to Karakara outskirts or to the Crooked Hills there, then over to Maras, then just north.
That is also how I understood your general plans to be at the end of the last session. Max, go ahead and take some inspiration. A succinct recap. I love it.
Thank you.
Cool. It is currently the 13th of Flame Rule. It is 11 seconds to 6 p.m. Let's see. Um, let's see. Okay. Yeah, 13th of Flame Rule, very early evening. You have several days before it would be a new moon, even then roughly 15-ish until the next full moon could occur. This whole time, the Atropos has been interspersing itself between the moon and you all. So as the moon is waning, I believe is the correct term. Yes, a
W-
waning crescent.
Waning means we're leaving full moon.
Yeah.
Yep.
um, as it has been waning, the Atropos has been interspersing itself, so it is essentially covering the moon. So there's only just tiny little slivers of moonlight occurring in the next that has been occurring for the last several days. Um, cool. You are at Rainier's place currently. You have your two newest additions to the party, old friends as described.
Hi, how
Uh,
are you?
the uh, the evening and the rest is up to you. What would you guys like to do?
Is there anyone do we think we should be getting a hold of, telling them that we're going and where and why?
Mm,
I can think like we can be friendly and tell Baracus, but to be fair, his boss already knows what's happening, so he'd find out eventually.
Could tell Cal for old time's sake.
Yeah, it's true. Let him know we'll be headed out. Yeah, maybe we'll just take a couple hours while the day's fading out to let some friends know that we'll be headed out of town.
Sure. It's easily done in the city. Anything else anybody wishes to try to accomplish this evening?
mm, can't think of anything.
Are there any sendings we need to do or scryings we want to try? Did we want to try to scry on Albrecht? Is that his name?
Yeah, that
Okay.
is his name.
Yeah, I think it was just that the spell wasn't prepared the day that we were talking about it. Like I did, but I didn't ever. I could try it,
It
but I'm
also-
not familiar with it. With him,
It also
rather.
requires a costly material component that I'm not sure
the
I
scribe.
think so.
currently have in our.
I've got it.
Oh, you have
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
Carry on
which
then.
you gave to me. The crystal. It's a crystal ball. It's what I
Sure.
use to keep an eye on Rue.
Yeah, I believe you all picked that up in Maras after slaying one of the
Oh.
mages in the
Yeah,
first encounter
yeah.
with Rue. That was recovered off of one of them, and
The one that had a bunch of our like tufts of fur and stuff. From, like,
yeah,
Ragnarok, I
yeah,
gave it
yeah.
back.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So you have the orb.
Is it Orban time?
I hate you for that if I didn't love it so much. Do you
Sounds
want
like
to?
no.
Yeah. Do you want to try a scry
I'll
on the
give it a
dude?
shot. I'll give it a shot.
Okay.
Hold on, let me put my face on. Bibbity bibbity bobbity bibbity. Bibbity bobbity. He's gonna have some pluses, unfortunately.
Okay.
I don't know if I don't think I've met him, unlike I think Durham and theoretically Ember. I guess they can't.
We saw him in a fight.
Yeah. Wait, I guess that's kind of meeting.
I mean, you have at least seen him. Like, you
I
know
have
who
seen
he
him,
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've seen a guy in a mask. If we're gonna be completely fair.
I would still say that probably counts as having met the individual.
Met
Yeah,
that
I think that qualifies you of having met. I know Cody's hesitation, or at least maybe the thought process is, it's like, well, have I met them? Like, did I meet them? That's not
You
quite the same
met
as
on the field of battle.
On the field of battle.
yeah. But yeah. So,
Let's
first
hear it.
firsthand, certainly.
Spell DC 18 because well, unless I get the book out, I could try to use the book, but I'd have to touch the book, I think. Yeah, let me see if target. Yeah, I don't know if I have to be. I assume I have to touch it as part of and I really don't want to touch that book.
To use one of the things, yeah.
Yeah, I don't
It's
wanna
got to be
touch
part
that
of the whole shebang.
I mean, I guess I could make a picture of the guy, but it is a guy with a mask, so that's not super helpful. Actually, I have a picture of the guy with the mask because I had to scribble a picture of it to show after my timey-wimey adventure. But I don't know if that doesn't feel like it's a picture of him as much as the picture of his mask.
Yeah,
likely.
it does get tricky. Yeah, when you're like, is that the person, or they're wearing a
Look,
disguise?
I'll still pull it
right?
out and try it. Zal doesn't know.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
his face.
Yeah.
Yeah, spell save 18.
Okay. Let me see what happens.
I want to wait till this is over.
Ooh.
Okay.
Doug, are you good?
Just shiver.
Okay.
uh. Okay. Okay, I'm just reading over to make sure because these kind of any spell that has a chart is always like, oh, okay, what's happening? What is happening in this spell? Do I understand how this game works? Okay, okay, I've already rolled his save. Okay. And you, okay. So basically, I have to decide whether having a picture of a person in a mask is the same as
Look,
having.
Zal doesn't know any better. Like, right? It's the best Zal can do. So I'm not expecting it to work. That's
Yeah,
completely
I
up to you.
think. Yeah, I think because it's you don't know what the person looks like. So I don't know that I would allow that to qualify because he could just put on a different mask and now
Yeah.
it doesn't work, right? So
Yeah, in theory, that's true.
yeah. So or if he's not wearing the mask, then it doesn't work. So that element sounds too contingent on other things. Okay, you cast the spell. What does it takes? Okay, 10 minutes to cast. Okay,
A lot of bibbity bobbity bibbity bibbity bobbity.
you cast the spell. You can feel your awareness begin to lift up and out of you and then fall back into yourself again. The spell did not seem to be successful, though it was successfully cast.
No luck.
Fun doesn't hurt to try.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it didn't work because he just shook it off or because he's hiding somewhere secure.
I mean, either way is fine. We can keep trying, but don't need to put too much effort to it. I think we
I
already
mean,
know that it's possible to evade being seen entirely, so it's not outside the possibility that he will never be able to see him this way.
it is I don't want to do it, but holding the book would probably help. I just don't want to.
I don't see a reason to do it then if you don't want to, and I don't
No,
think
I
it's
mean,
that useful.
I could be persuaded if it's a dire emergency, but
No,
I'd
you
have
can't
to hold
because
it for
it's in a
10
box,
minutes.
and we don't know which box.
Hmm.
And I don't want to open the boxes.
Well, I guess we've cut down how many boxes it could be in.
They don't know.
If we've
I think
just
you and I were the only ones that were there when that happened.
um, I have a question. If the box has been shuffled among party members after the initial like breakout of it, right, where it rotted the thing, does that mean that both Firm and Ragnarok have a possibility of actually holding the book currently?
Oh my.
Oh no.
I would have made sure that one of them did not have it.
Okay. That's because I need I gotta know
Yeah.
that.
Because I believe at the end of last session we discovered that it was no, it was the end of the downtime where we
Yeah,
discovered
it
that it
was
was
the
breaking. Yeah, that was just me and Zal. So
Mhm.
one of us has it.
Okay. But you two don't know which of you has it.
yeah, and
Is that correct? Am I
also,
understanding that correctly?
also Zal's double speaking a little bit to point out that like we've cut off 2 of the potential people it could be, so actually we're down to the pool of 4.
Yeah, oh boy. I feel like it's a 50-50 shot between them. I don't know that Ember Prime would like stack that. I don't think that she would make sure she knew who has it. So no, I have no idea. It's either myself or Zal.
Okay.
Yeah. We let your parents do the shuffling. We handed them 2 boxes and said, "Go put them in a room. We'll come pick up a random box later."
Okay. Any other things to do this evening?
Are we heading out in the morning then, or now?
I don't really have anything to add, like character wise, but out of character, I don't think the book would belong to Albrecht anymore.
Yeah, that's, I mean, true.
Because the
Especially
last one
since
who
you attuned
attuned,
to it already,
yeah,
yeah.
you would do it and you just get firm. Sorry, I was thinking about that this whole time, and I was like, I don't think it'd work.
I think we are good to leave in the morning. I don't see a reason to leave at night.
Okay. uh there's a lot of people at your house, Rainier, as well as you also have the large, well, medium size, but humanoid large space of Bassar in there as well. Is everyone just squeezing in Rainier's, or people getting, inns, hotel rooms, doing something different?
Whispers has an apartment.
Uh, actually, yeah, I'll spend the night carousing and then just pass out in some bar that pays for my room basically in exchange for playing.
Okay. Yeah,
It's one night off of adventuring.
yeah, in exchange for play, yeah, they can for you recognizable in this town, yeah, they'll comp you a room for an evening of entertainment.
It's also the first time in like a year that, or I guess in a year or 6 months or whatever, that Zal has like played for fun in front of a bunch of people, not as part of the thing.
What is Laylis and Basar doing?
Uh, he's like looking around like awkwardly. He's like, "So can I like stay here? Is that possible?"
Yeah, we can make room. There's still, I think, one spot available.
Uh,
There's a couch, 2 beds, can fit 5, 6 if we squeeze.
he's like, "Well," he like looks at Bassar. You want to sleep in a? You want to sleep in like a bed?
You see the heads kind of perk up at that idea.
He's like, so Rainier says they have a like one bed for us. We're not taking two. You got to share.
You see the heads kind of look at each other for a moment, then look back at you, and you you know Basar pretty well. You know he's gonna try to take the bed. You,
Mm-hmm.
if you go in there with him, he's gonna eventually try to squeeze and push you off that bed.
That's fine because like while they're walking in there for whenever they do go to bed, he's like, just remember, you can push me off the bed, but I can make you appear out at this plane.
There's
Durham addressing Basar at hearing that will just be, "You may have my bed," and I'd walk out of the house.
Okay.
Right?
okay.
I'm just FYI, I'm following Zal.
Okay,
Oh.
okay,
Oh
okay.
fuck yeah, join me.
Okay.
Or are you making yourself known? Because I think you're probably fairly capable of being sneaky, aren't you?
I'm not necessarily announcing myself, but I'm not being sneaky either.
Yeah, it sounds like if you go into the bar and like hang
Yeah.
out, you'll be seen. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah.
like, I sort of figure, like, Zal probably left 5 minutes ago. Like, I have absolutely no doubt that I can track him,
Yeah, I'm
right?
not running or anything.
Right, and so, like,
You're also like head and shoulders above
Yeah, it's true.
most of the other people.
right. So, like, I'll catch up to him and then just be like, "Hey, where are we going?"
Well, I'm gonna pick. I mean, here we'll play a fun game. You pick the bar we're gonna stay at tonight. Try to get one with fairly nice, sort of second story rooms if you can.
Very well. I ignore that advice and pick the bar that has the biggest tree out in front of it.
Yeah.
Very good. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. So I'll roll me a performance check. You can get your room comp, but uh 2 rooms comped, that's eating into their business a
I
little
got
bit.
not very good.
Hey, I mean a 19 is pretty dang good,
Yeah,
sir.
I rolled a 6 on 2 die, I believe.
Yeah, it's double sixes.
Okay. 19 does it. Yeah, 19 does it. Cool. Your 2 rooms are comped at the inn. Basar gets a bed. Unless there's anything else, everyone settles in for a long rest of one kind or another. Okay, the morning of the 14th of Flame Rule arrives. Any preparations you all would like to do for travel? Anything else before you begin to head in a direction?
Gotta find our horses.
I've got them. I've got the horses here. We'll get the pair that have been housed at one of the public stables. I
Okay.
have their names. Yeah, this one's Parsnip and Barley.
Okay. I believe there's a cart for travel you guys have as well.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Cool. Uh, where are you going? How are you getting there?
Take the old road, head north towards Karakara. Go that. Just follow the roads. You think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Today I will have a Pegasus.
hmm
And I'm just lounging like draped over for most of the day. The closest thing he has to a saddle is like a really nice fine silk rope that he's just looped around it several times.
Oh yeah. Do you summon your steed in the city? Like, is there a Pegasus in the city of Bastion, or is it outside
Yep.
the city?
I summon it in the front yard.
Okay. As you make your way through to the gates, I mean, anybody in the street that sees you, the streets that you pass through, people at the gate, the guards, I mean, we're talking everyone just stops and there are, many mouths agape at the sight of an actual Pegasus, slowly clotting its way
Is
down
the
the street.
dragon out at the same time?
Yes,
Importantly.
sir.
Yeah,
Fuck
there's
yes.
a lot of strange looks from everybody about all this stuff. But you are the 5th season, so nobody is like gonna stop you or question whatever you're doing. Cool. All right, cool. You guys head out. Um Cool. Um, Traveling on the old road is very safe. It lowers the number needed to roll for like dangerous encounters and that sort of thing. Um, though things can still occur on the road. Okay, here we go. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. How fast or slow are you guys trying to go? Trying to go normal pace, fast pace, or slow pace? Fast,
Yep.
it's it's easier for things to happen. Slow, it's less easy for things to happen on the road.
I think normal. That way we can keep a solid eye out for things headed our way.
Sure. Okay, cool. Okay. We are out of the city. We're moving through there. Okay. Uh, okay. I don't know exactly how many days. We'll just start at the top as normal. Ember, can you roll a d12 to see if anything occurs on this day? Okay, travel is quite safe. This close to Bastion, you see a fair amount of militia soldiers doing patrol work along the way. Day 2. Durham, can you roll a d12?
Didn't we
for
tell
us?
them to recall those guys?
Well, you
It's
tell
only
them to
been one
recall them.
day.
Yeah, it's only been one
Mhm.
day, and like they still have like jobs to do and shit, right?
Mhm.
Okay, very good.
Telling me that no one in Bastion can send to their commanders? Come on.
It's almost like this game's designed to make you the heroes.
Right.
What?
Okay, let's go over the bridge a little bit. Okay, if I can get Laylis to roll a d12 for me. Dawson, are you there? I don't think he's there. Rainier, that'll be you then. If I can get a d12 from you.
Wait, what happened?
Roll a d12.
Oh, thank you. I'm so sorry. I went to pee.
Mhm.
Yeah.
3. Okay. Travel is safe once more. The patrols have lessened as you come up here, much smaller when you see them. Okay. One more day on the outskirts of the city. Okay, so that will be Rainier then. 10. Okay.
Oops.
Travel is
yes.
still safe.
Oh my, that's scary.
Okay.
It's okay. When we roll the 12, it'll just be the Jurassic.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
I have to take my dogs out, so I'm gonna be stepping away from my computer. But
Okay, cool. Cool. Midday. Hang on. That was 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
hey, babies, that's one.
Day is 1, 2.
I guess it would be nice for our first outing we find the Jurassic and cross that off of Laylis's vision board.
Mhm.
Okay.
I've wanted this for a while.
Okay. It is the morning of the it's the 18th of Flame Rule. In the evenings, currently, the
Come on.
sliver of the moon, the sliver of the moon that you would normally see, the waxing crescent, is not visible as the Atropos is covering the moon itself.
You gotta
So
catch him. He's running.
nighttime is very dark now. Okay, and you all noticed, I'd say, last night in this extreme darkness, even being this far away, you could still see on like the edge of the horizon at night some kind of glow in the far distance. Dim, but stands out from the rest of it, and that would have been the monolith that glows at night,
Yeah.
obviously.
Oh,
Cool.
that's
You
okay.
approach midday on the 18th of Flame Rule,
Cool.
cutting through the valley of
No.
Karakara and approaching
Nope.
the very outskirts of the city. Hey, Dalton, can you hear us right now? Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. Hey, could you mute yourself if you're okay, cool, cool,
Oh.
cool. Cool. What would you guys like to do?
Our game plan is to what? Just wander around the hillside shouting, telling a hag to fill their hand.
Yeah. I'll say even we had this moment with Durham, but for the rest of you, it's the first time coming back here. You get a clear view of the changes that Durham had described. The obvious, first and foremost, is the dominating aspect of the monolith and the sky that cannot be ignored in any way. Again, this glowing amber light, but there's these like purplish striations that appear every now and then in that light and in its surface. And at this, and Durham has described also at nighttime that same amberish, slightly occasionally purplish tint, washes over the city. But you're able to see, what remains of Karakara, the broken city that remains, the small populace that clings to it, the hole underneath the monolith, the ruin that remains, and the large rubble wall that protects what civilization is here from the madness that is underneath the monolith. Um, but even here, in this devastation, people are living here. People are being born here. People are dying here, falling in love here, and life continues no matter what.
I think it would behoove us to go and talk to some folks who may know more about this. We can pick up rumors, maybe at a local watering hole. That we could go to that place that Whispers used to sorry, I'm so sorry. Uh has
I
friends
mean, we
at.
left Whiskers in the Dread Lookout.
Cool. Well, heading into town, um, heading in the direction of where that inn and tavern used to be, as you it's in a section of the city that still remains, and it's on this side of the wall, though it is no longer like named the same thing. There are like new lettering that's been um ha- uh, uh, was it haphazardly kind of like set up in place, and it just has one word on it, Marathon. And it has a swift amount of people coming in and out. It still looks to be a kind of inn or tavern of some kind, but it's not quite the same. You also notice here um, there's several people like hanging outside this building as you make your approach, that look very strange. One of them has like they have some wounds on one side of their face, but where their eye is, there's just like a few tentacles that come out. Um, you see one person has what looks to be like metallic skin on part of their arm, and their hand is completely looks like metallic. You see another still that seems to have like like the skin on all of their body is green with these weird like splotch like dark green and black kind of splotch marks on it. Almost makes it look like toad skin. um, uh, and as they're talking with people, like the other people that are here don't like, they seem to be non-reactive to any of this. um, what would you guys like to do?
What's creepier, you guys? Us with a dragon and a Pegasus, or them with metal arms and body parts and partially looking like morphed?
I'm not really in a position to judge.
Yeah, that's fair. Don't know how you might feel about it, so I didn't call you out about your legs. But
Mm-hmm.
We
can we
could
win the
go
weird
ask.
contest?
Sorry, what did you say?
Wait, this is like, can we win the weird
Oh,
contest?
okay.
Almost certainly.
Great way to break.
Derm, you'd sort of given us a bit of a understanding about what's been happening here, right?
That is correct.
So, safe betting that those folks might know a little bit more about what's outside of town.
Uh, Perhaps there is one way to find out. I'll just walk up. Hello.
You see a couple of people turn your way. A couple of people just nod and turn back. One person looks at you. The one with the one eye made of tentacles looks at you and says, "Hey,
What?
wait a minute. Hey,
Hmm.
I know you, right?"
Apologies. It is possible we've met before. I met many people last time I was here.
What's
May
uh, what's your name again?
I am Durham Lapis.
Yes, familiar. Yeah, yeah. I think I remember your face. Yeah, unique. Yeah, yeah.
Well,
I don't know if we met. Almendor.
Almendor, it is a pleasure. May I introduce you to my friends?
Sure. Yeah.
Well, what do you say I buy around and we get reacquainted?
Hey, if you're buying, I'm drinking. That's for sure.
Very well. Are you here with anyone? Any friends?
Nah, just these assholes. Hey, I'll see you guys later. All right. They shake hands with
Goodbye,
some people.
assholes.
You see, they laugh and smile. A couple of them give you a rude gesture, but not in a mean way.
Mhm.
And
I'll buy them drinks
Armandor,
too.
okay, Armandor will take you up on the offer of drinks for sure. Um,
Well, Almendor,
Hitching up
my
your cart and horses. What's happening with the Pegasus?
Oh, I was typing it out. Today it's Griffin, and I've just told it like go range across the countryside. Check back in within a mile of me every so often.
Okay.
But just go a hunting today. But go have fun. We're
Wait.
not really doing anything.
Can I send Basar with him?
Yeah.
You can, though a griffin, I believe, can fly.
Yes.
Can Basar fly yet?
Yes, as long as I'm not riding him.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Oh my god.
I've given the
Um,
griffin like explicit like only livestock. I know you know this, but only livestock and I guess
um,
just keep a lookout for anything fucking weird. Although it's highly unlikely. It's the weirdest thing out there.
yeah.
Yeah.
In an effort not to have like a gotcha moment, it's been mentioned, and I assume that Durham has told people, told you all about, his time here and his discovery, right? That enough that you know to inform your two pets to not go near the monolith.
Yeah. Oh
Okay.
no,
Do not
it's
fly
out of
over the wall.
no. I'm telling them go out of the city. Like
Yeah,
go
yeah.
out into the hills.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that with their roaming instruction that
Yeah,
that they
no.
understand that you have instructed them since you're able to
Yeah.
not go within range of the monolith. Yeah.
I'm essentially it's a go, have fun. Check back in within a mile of me. I know you won't know where I am, but just fly in this direction until you can give me a mental message.
Cool.
Uh, I will give one thing to Basar, which I hope does not happen. But if they get into trouble, he can help. But in the chance that he thinks they're not going to win, to just teleport out. Well, I say teleport, but like to dismiss himself and go to like that little inner pocket place that I can summon him from.
I don't think
He
he gets to
can?
do that.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Okay, then
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Didn't we discover that you can summon him, and then the only way to get rid of him is he has to die, right? Go to
it's either
0.
that or I think I have to resummon him. Oh,
Or
okay.
re-summoning
Yeah.
him, would get rid of the old him. Yeah.
Okay.
Oof.
Yeah,
Oh,
pet
okay. Well,
rolls.
never mind then.
Yeah, pet rolls. Okay, cool. The two of them take off, chasing each other around in circles in the sky for a moment, and then taking off towards the greater nearby wilds. There's a great exclamation of excitement from the people nearby, some children nearby clapping and whatnot, who seemed a little bit afraid of Basar, but seeing the spectacle and display, brings a great smile to their face. Um, cool. Hey, there's a guy that'll scam you for a gold to make sure your cart doesn't get stolen. Do you guys want to pay it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna go up to the group of kids and pay each of them a gold to come running towards us if anybody tries to touch the cart or get near it.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, the kids are very into that. Yeah. Um. Okay. Heading inside, you see again this is a tavern, but that's not worse than cart. Is a tavern, but also part there's a table where people you can see as you enter in uh as people are drinking, having food, carousing around, you see that there's like a how to describe this? It's not a table, it's like another like a god, I'm forgetting how to even describe these real words that exist in the English language. It's like a little like business window you walk up to, and on the little counter people are like bringing in things that they've scavenged, and there seems to be like an appraiser that is looking over what they found, and as they haggle back and forth for like what its potential value is. It seems a lot of the runners that go through there come through this place to try to sell their goods. You see uh, God, I closed the window. I believe the name was Aberden. I closed the window that had the name.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Or like Amadin or something.
Yeah. I think it might have been Amadin. Yeah. Cool. Amadin, in your group walks up to the bar. You order a round of drinks. Let's see, drinks for 6, 7, 14 oh, sorry, not 14 silver. Um, it's like a silver and 5 copper. And you get some real gnarly swill. You see, Amadin slugs the whole thing back, slams it down with a burp, and yeah, Ted, yeah. That's exactly that's exactly kind of what I'm thinking of. Yeah. Slams it down, belches loudly, and smiles and says, "All right, next round still on you, yeah."
Certainly. And I slide my drink over to him.
Yeah. You see they drink it, and the little tentacles kind of move around. They are active out of that. Like it's 3 like little calamari kind of tentacles that kind of like move around a little bit and twitch.
How have you been?
Things here are it's strange. As wild as things are here in Karakara, it's kind of the same, right? You know, if you're running on the other side of the wall, yeah, it's crazy and dangerous, but like, I mean, if that's your everyday, then every day's the same. I've been good. I've been good. I've been good.
I am happy to hear that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, my friends and I are here in part to investigate the strangeness in the Crooked Hills and amongst some of its occupants, one occupant in particular.
Oh,
Do you,
well, I mean, the hills are weird. That's for sure.
do you perhaps recall any stories of a hag that calls the Crooked Hills home?
Oh, I mean, there's a story. I remember when I was a kid about like a witch or something, right? Yeah. It's like eat your broccoli or how did it go? I don't know. She comes for you at night if you don't do what your parents tell you.
Hmm. So you are telling us that you did not eat your broccoli, and now there's a witch in the hills. And then I broad grin.
Yeah, you got me. You got me. No,
Well,
I mean, look, there's a lot of weird stuff, and look in the hills. I mean, look, nobody goes in the hills without good reason, or if you're risking something.
mm,
You know,
Has there been any recent reports of people who've gone to the hills and not come back?
like if you're going in the hills, odds are you're not coming back. I mean, that's just the way it is, right? That's before this whole monolith business. It's always
Right.
been that way.
But did anybody recently do it?
I mean, not that I can think of, but I mean, people go missing here, right? Anyone who's here is because they either can't let go of the past or they ain't got nothing better. You know? Sometimes it just gets too much, and sometimes people wander out into the hills or climb the wall, and well, that's all they wrote.
and there's no telling of anybody who's ever encountered the witching of the Crooked Hills.
I mean, not that I know of. Look, it's tough to just manage your own affairs here on a day to day, right? Let alone everybody else. You know, you got to look out for yourself, or else, well, this can happen. And you see, he just gestures to his face.
Well, do we want to keep asking around, or should we just go about it our own way?
Well, no harm in asking, but sounds like the best we may get are rumors and stories.
I have an idea. I mean, if it's their hunting grounds, there's bound to be spirits of their victims, right? They're probably pretty vengeful. I could see what I can do, but it would require us to just head out there.
We're hunting for a hag.
So the general plan would just be to wander out there and into the hunting grounds.
Yeah, it's not a great plan.
I mean,
Fair enough.
But from what I remember, we never really had any good plans.
Yeah, I'm inclined to believe that we will be best served by just going about it ourselves. I mean, if a local here who grew up fearing the hag hadn't even ever heard a story of anybody seeing her and making it out alive, I don't think us wandering around town are going to find that answer.
Wait, hold on. You guys aren't seriously considered going into the hills, are you?
I mean, as we said, it's not a good idea, but it's probably what we're gonna end up doing.
That's a terrible idea. Look, there's more than just stories in the hills. There are dangerous things out there. Even more so now with this fucking thing. He just kind of gestures outward, referencing the monolith.
Yeah, and we're, I think, respectful of the possibility that it's going to be a little outside of our realm of expertise, but it is actually the purpose behind being here is make the realm safer for the people who live here.
To
Well,
that,
I mean that's look, you all look capable for sure. Good luck. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, people say we're crazy for climbing the wall, but I wouldn't go up those hills even if you paid me for it.
Think anybody would pay for it?
Ah, I don't. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there could be good salvage out there. Uh, I don't know. What is a witch worth?
Saul,
Hmm?
write that down as a song title.
What is the witch's worth? I think streamlining it, but the what adds a certain something to it, doesn't it?
Which worth what? got a funky beat, and I could bug out to it.
Hey, all right. See, I knew you were a cool guy. I knew it.
So, I mean, do we want to try to aggregate any more
Well,
rumors, information from these people? Because I could get detention.
again, it
No harm in trying.
cannot hurt. A question. Is there an active government and or religious organization in town?
Oh man, look around you, Durham. Does there look like there's any government here?
Where are we likely to find the largest congregation of individuals?
I mean, you're standing in it.
Well, that's all I need to hear. I pull out my vial, start to play soft. I invoke my far traveler thing. Though it never
Oh,
links properly.
okay.
Just before Zal starts, I'm just gonna ask Whispers. Could we step outside and have a word?
Of course.
And then Zal, you can do whatever you want.
The far travel isn't like people like want to know what your deal is. Isn't that like basically
So
far travel?
essentially, my accent, mannerisms, figures of speech, I added also perhaps even your legs. I'll mark you as foreign. I can parlay this attention into access to people and places I might not otherwise have. For me and my traveling companions, noble lords, scholars, merchant princes, to name a few, might be interested in hearing about distant homeland and people, etc. Basically, just being tall and weird enough that people are like, "What the fuck is going on with that guy?"
Yeah. I think it because I forget about it, but I think at this point Armadin like takes notice of your legs, right? Lets out a long whistle and just like, where did you get a set of those at, and how can I get them?
Honestly, I don't remember where we might have gotten them after fighting off a bird man. I was trying to think of a different way to phrase that, and I came up blank.
Birdman.
And then we had to chop my legs off and just sort of shove these in there.
Holy.
Yeah, not good.
I mean, you're moving around good on
Oh,
them.
I sprunk like nobody's business now.
Whoa. What, you ever think about selling them?
No,
Oh.
they are my legs.
Yeah, but I mean, well, alright. Well, if you change your mind, I mean, this is the place to do it, for sure.
I mean, can you get me a replacement pair of legs that can make me go fast?
Well, look, I can't get you that, but I mean, who knows what's possible? Um, give me you can give me a, what is the appropriate thing here for it? Because, like, you don't need to persuade people here. Um,
I'm basically holding court, right? And
yeah,
trying to get this
yeah.
information off of people in exchange for oh, here's it's something I saw. How about the worm? You guys know about the worm?
Yeah. Um, okay, I'll give you your choice. It can be investigation to piece together snippets from people. Or it can be just a flat charisma roll with advantage.
I will try investigation.
Okay. I mean, you have a good bonus to that anyway.
I do. I have expertise. We'll see if it
Yeah.
helps.
Oh,
Ooh. Well, short of I don't have any more inspiration, so that's just gonna live.
You can take one of mine.
I mean, I'll try it again. Eh,
I mean,
better.
17 is better.
Hmm.
Still
Okay.
low. I'm not rolling good today. I don't like that.
Hey, it'll turn around.
Mhm.
um all right. It takes a bit of time, playing, a little carousing,
Mhm.
glad handing, all that kind of stuff, right? Schmoozing
Pretending to
around.
drink this shit,
right,
throwing a
right.
lot of this onto the floor over my shoulder.
um Yeah, you basically you get a lot of the same confirming information of like, yeah, there's like stories about like a witch in the hills or a nasty little thing in the hills that'll come get you. Most people don't put a lot of credence to it. But there are a few that like are full believers, right? Of like, oh
Mhm.
yeah, you even get a couple of like, oh, I've seen her. Yeah, I knew someone that's seen her. Um, uh, you do catch a story of someone telling like, "Hey, my brother's cousin, said that they saw um, as they were trying to save time and cut through the hills, um, and uh, as they did, they got lost and then found themselves looking at like a lit up hut, and that they just turned tail and ran. Something about it, put them on edge,
Mhm.
and like that's the most detail that anybody provides to you.
Yeah.
um, Nobody has any locational information other than like somewhere in the hills she's got to be out there, and then everyone confirms to you that you should not be going out into those hills, right? Like ain't no way
Yeah.
I'm going out there. So a lot of confirmation, a little more fleshing out of it, um, but no nailed down,
Mhm.
unfortunately, like where to start or where to go for it. Just the hills. Um, and what are Durham and Whispers doing?
Whispers. It occurs to me you are originally from here. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's true.
Well, besides looking for the hag, we should inform the people here about the construct army. I was hoping there was some authority, either civic or religious, whom we could inform and would then, in turn, inform the populace. Short of that, I don't know the best way to go about it. As a local, I thought you might have some ideas.
I mean, there used to be a temple to Kellenvor here, but that kind of fell with the city. Um, and then I left shortly thereafter. I don't know what took up after that. I'm kind of a bastion right now.
Hmm. So, this is your first time back.
Well, I spent some time during, like, about a month after the fall trying to get as many people out as possible, but by that time there wasn't the settlements like this.
Well, how are you feeling, seeing what's become of Karakara?
I've had time to process it. I mean, I was here for the whole thing, of course, and it's definitely not something I'm not happy about, but uh, yeah, I guess I'm okay with it now. I'm better.
And your family?
Oh, they came to Bastion as well. Um, it was a bit of a trip, but they got here. They got there, rather.
I am happy for you and for them. had a brief glimpse at the strangeness beyond the wall. I do not know how those that choose to live here live with that.
Yeah, honestly, I thought this place would be completely deserted. I thought everyone was beyond it, but I guess some people are just willing to risk everything.
Oh, I guess where there is money to be made, you'll always find individuals trying to take advantage.
I think people are resilient and they can live in just about any situation, and if they can, they will.
Oh, we should think about how to inform these people of the incoming army. Now that I think about it, I wonder how Ragnarok's instructions will guide.
That was the big guy, right?
Yeah, I wonder how they will. I wonder how the army will interpret them when they encounter Karakara. Does
I mean,
this
what did he
still
say?
that they should stay out of cities? Does this still qualify?
I mean, I guess how does one qualify a city? But people gather in one area, like a large populace.
We should definitely inform these people, as I have no idea if this population is large enough to be considered a city.
Yeah, I'll see if I know anybody. I mean, I'm sure once everyone came back, that many of the locals here are people who used to live in Karakara. Maybe I know a couple people.
Excellent. That sounds like a fine idea.
Durham,
Sean, do
yeah.
I know any of the locals?
Ooh, I mean, a lot of locals aren't there anymore, but you can certainly still possibly know somebody here. Yeah. You're from here. Yeah. Let's say you recognize somebody in the tavern. You're like, I think I might know them. Holy, there's a. I guess it's like a quarter-sized spider that just climbed up my wall. I just looked up and I was like, oh, they're fine.
Oh
they're,
God.
look, as long as they're not on me or near where I'm going to be. Okay, it's moving. It's moving. Okay. Look, I might just take care of this real quick. Hold on. Okay, you're pretty fast, aren't you? I got it. Poor guy. I would have liked to have, like relocated it down to the basement or something, but it made the mistake of coming into my area. That's the downside to it. I do not have the time to capture you, nor do I want to like put my hands on it. Okay. God, it's so funny seeing that spider as I was looking at uh mutations, and there's spider mutations. I look up and see that spider. I'm like, oh my god.
It's
Okay,
happening.
it's happening.
Manifested it.
Yeah. Yes, you can have somebody that like you'll recognize in the in Marathon, the tavern business there. Um, Before you head in and ask them something, and you can feel free to name them as there's somebody that you know. Um, Durham, as you've been talking outside the place here. You know, it's the middle of the day. People are milling about and everything, but you just notice nearby, not like outside the building, but like kind of on like the building edge. Um, you see a figure that is fairly small and like has like a just like a blanket kind of like wrapped, like a rough cloth blanket wrapped around them, and they appear to be like occasionally like they'll stick a hand out to a passerby begging for coin, and you just notice like as they like their head turns your direction, it's like a maybe like a not quite teenager, a little like a younger boy, and he has like another mouth on the side of his face that is filled with sharp teeth, and you just notice this detail as you're outside.
And he appears to be begging.
Yeah, he's just like he's a kid begging, obviously mutated.
I'll walk up to him. Hello.
Hello.
Are
You
you
see,
hungry?
he nods.
Um, I speak some words of power and a few bits of my staff begin to flower and a bunch of good berries form off of them. Would you like one?
Yes.
I'll pick one, put it in his hand.
You see, he kind of like sniffs it a bit, um, takes a tiny bite to get like a sensation for it, and then
Be
pops the whole thing
careful.
in his mouth.
It's quite filling,
Mm.
surprisingly so.
Mm. Do you? Can I have more?
Certainly. I'll pick like four more and just put them in his palm.
Cool. He stands up quickly. Thanks. You see he takes off in a hurry. You see him head like down the side of the building. And he seems to be like shouting towards somebody, and then he disappears around the corner.
Very well. I'll just head back.
Okay. If I could give you +1 alignment, I could give +1 good alignment. um, okay. Whispers, do the two of you head back into the bar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You head back in. You see the person that you know around town.
Yeah. My mind completely blanked, Adam. What am I telling you?
Um, we need to, and it might be worth just bringing this up to everybody. We need to tell these people that the army's coming.
Oh, that's right. Okay, cool. Uh, I'm sorry. Are you wouldn't happen to be Sargon, would you?
You see this individual turn their head. Oh, holy shit! Is that you, Whispers?
Uh, and he'll scratch the back of his head. Yeah. I came back for a fun little adventure with my friends. Um, how are things?
Uh, I mean, as good as can be. They turn, embrace you in a hug and pull you at shoulders, arm length, and give you a good look. Oh, you look like you're doing well.
Not too bad for myself. I found my little place in Bastion. Uh, doing my thing over there, of course.
Uh,
Um, but yeah. Hey, so there's something you gotta know. And hopefully you can get the word out to everyone else. I don't know you're standing here, but if you have it or if someone else can get the word out, there's an army of constructs headed down this way. They're perfectly safe for the living, but their whole Uh, their whole mission is to destroy any and every undead that's been plaguing uh, Adari.
Uh, okay.
Yeah, I know it's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure I even really grasped a lot of what you just said right there. Okay, you said construct. You mean like the things on the other side of the wall?
um, well, I haven't seen anything on the other side of the wall, but they're kind of like men made of metal.
Okay. And they're look, the things on the other side of the wall, those constructs are dangerous. Like I mean, are we an army is coming here?
Well, they're kind of going over the entire continent, but like I said, for living beings, they're perfectly safe. Um, they have no quarrel with you. It's just any and all undead is their primary target, sole
Undead.
target, really.
Well, I mean, that's good.
Have you had an undead problem here?
You know, not a lot. There are some that occasionally wander out of the hills. I know that uh I know that they've tried to organize some more watches for that sort of thing, right? I mean, we already man the wall occasionally to try to keep a lookout in case something climbs out over it. Not a lot though. I heard news that there's a lot of danger outside Karakar right now, though.
Yeah, there's been a lot more sightings and attacks from the undead, which is why the army is kind of being sent out, which is a good thing.
Yeah, yeah. I honestly, after everything that we've heard, it kind of feels like we're safer here than out out there now.
Yeah, and they may not even necessarily come through here. They may just kind of go around the surrounding areas.
Oh, okay. I mean, I can, yeah. I mean, I could try to get the word out. They look to like the friends that they have nearby that they've been drinking with, who've all been like watching and listening to you speak. Yeah. I look. I owe you a lot. Okay, so no problem, no problem. I mean,
Yeah, and
is there anything about it, like any instruction or anything we need to tell people?
I guess just kind of stay out of their way
Sure.
and to not attack for sure.
Okay.
Hey, I
Yeah.
know this is kind of a long shot because the hills are so off limits from everything we've been taught as kids, but is there anyone that's gone there, that's disappeared? Like a name you can give me? It could be, it's preferably recent, but really anytime.
Oh. Well, I mean, a couple weeks ago, uh, do you remember Abel Gluttonbelly, little gnome guy?
Yeah, fun guy.
Yeah. I mean, it blew my mind that he survived the whole thing, right? I mean, he's always a little not quite focused, I should say, but uh, I mean, the past year was well, it's been hard on everybody, and he got it in his head that uh, he could find his fortune out in them hills, and he said whatever we were scraping by in the city here was nothing compared to what's hidden there. I mean, he's been gone for like a month.
All right. That's a lot of help. Thank you.
Yeah, you all right?
Oh yeah, no, things have things were good for a while and then they got kind of boring, but looks like things are about to be a lot more exciting for me.
Okay, well, yeah. You've always had a more adventurous heart. Look, if there's anything you need in town, I mean, let me know. Um, I've done a few jobs, a few runs for Mr. Martin, so you know, uh, I know some people around if you need anything.
Yeah, uh, I'm sure I'm gonna take you up on that offer at some point.
Yeah, sure, sure. Hey, you got a place to stay here in town?
We don't actually. Would you happen to know of a place?
There's still some buildings that aren't being used at the moment. Honestly, the nicest ones are he brings you like to one of the windows that doesn't have its like shade drawn down and points you to a building down the street. And he's like, you go down the street, you look for it. It's got black roofing and some faded red paint on it. Nobody's been using it for a while.
That's really helpful. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, well, take care of yourself.
Yeah, you too.
I gotta get back to my group.
um, Shares a solid handshake with you, smiles, and as he turns and you walk away, you can just hear, as you're leaving earshot, him saying like, "I can't believe you returned. You guys know who that is? Let me tell you about my friend Whispers."
Uh, Great news. I got a name and I got a place. A place for us to stay. That I kind of buried the lead on that, didn't I?
I mean, that's still useful. So, congrats.
Thanks. See, I can be useful.
Well,
Uh,
I got a beware of hut warning.
That's what we're looking for, though, isn't it?
Hmm.
And I got a name of a guy who disappeared a while ago. I mean, hopefully find him alive, but if not, I'm gonna be able to talk to his spirit.
Right. Well, do we want to pursue this any further tonight, or do we want to rest and take to it in the daylight?
Much as I want to go in the daylight, it's probably a better way to find a hag at night.
Just fully commit to the being bait for ourselves proposition.
I mean, it'd be easier for us to find her if she's also looking for us, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Do we want to
Oh,
rest then?
Whispers vote is
Sure.
go out at night, but
Layla's will probably agree with Whispers on this one. Just because of it not being so easy to probably find her in general. If we are trying to get her, or to find her, at least be on her terms.
well, I
All
understand
right.
the enthusiasm, but I'd rather not have to sleep in the shifting hills. We don't find her this evening. In the next several hours, basically, we'd be faced with that prospect.
we could push in for so many hours and head back for so many hours, get some sleep in the morning.
You are the
Mm,
local. If you think the hills are that easy to leave, then by all means.
No, you got a good point.
Yeah, I don't think we waste nothing by waiting until we'll be a little bit better able to navigate. Alright, well, we can hang out here for a while, or we can just early to bed, early to rise.
Hmm. What time is it around, Sean?
It's early afternoon.
Mm, trying to think. Early afternoon. Uh,
I think I'd be interested in walking and kind of observing the damage to the city, but I don't think there's anything else productive to do at this time. Unless we had unless we have more of a direction, Doug, than just the house and a name right now.
No, I don't think we have anything else but that. It's the closest we
Okay.
have to a lead so far.
Okay. I mean, if we
hmm.
have a name, just throwing this out there, if we had the gear for it, we could cast legend lore on someone by a name, which could be Soil Rattle, could also be this victim, right?
A potential victim. He just
Gotcha.
disappeared. But I think we can kind of
Assume.
guess accurately.
Hmm. We already did shopping, but I was gonna say since we're in Karakara, we could see what fancy stuff they might have.
I think fancy might be a stretch.
One dude had a tentacle eye. If that's not fancy, we have.
I mean, he didn't pick it out.
Also, yeah, it's not for sale. Also, I don't know if I'd describe it as fancy.
It's different, unique.
All right, I'll give you
Hop over that wall, Laylis.
that.
You'll end up with something different and unique.
Hey, like I told Durham, the majority of them are actually beneficial, but some.
There's a few.
As a player, I want it so bad.
I quite literally. How big is the wall?
How big is the wall?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and again, it's like it's a rubble wall, right? So it's just chunks of buildings, blocks, and whatever they've cobbled together here, right? So, it's roughly like 10-ish tall
Mm-hmm.
and like just a few feet thick, but it all varies because it's all rubble. It's not like Bastion's walls that are like purpose built and refined. This is just a bunch of people throwing a pile together, right?
Oh, let me double check one more thing here. Is it? Okay, yeah, I need both hands for that. You spell book. There it is. Yes. Just have we called back like Basar and the Griffin? I want to make sure if I didn't if I missed that moment.
No.
Uh, he's gonna look at Zol and ask, "Do you think we should call them back by now?"
I mean, we could, but I don't
Okay,
really know how your relationship with your uh bazaar works.
I could just sort of make him appear here.
Hmm. I think my version's a little bit more ephemeral than yours.
Fair enough. I was thinking about recalling recalling Basar. I could look through his eyes, and he could fly over the wall and fly around. Then I wouldn't have to go over there, but I could at least get a sense of what might be around.
What you looking for?
Stuff. See if anything stands out.
You're the captain now, so
That's a very odd time for that statement to be said.
That was perfect, actually.
uh, they call me okay. Yeah, no. He's gonna like quell the curiosity. He's gonna be like, you know what? I can wait. I can wait. But I really do want to know one day. Well, so we're not going out in the woods, not jumping the wall. Is there like, you think they have like a speed running course around here?
You mean like a dog park for your dragon?
No. More like in like due to the circumstances here in the giant hole and from how Durham here explained it, like the hole isn't just like a hole. Like it looks like there's like half the civilization still living in the wall basically or in the ground and so forth like that. Like they would have to become skilled at like traveling, parkouring, jumping around, being able to like nimbly get around. Don't you think? At least like I don't know, people that would be adventurers. There.
Yeah, I think the quote unquote course you're talking about is just over the wall.
Oh,
They aren't doing this for fun, they are doing it for survival.
yeah. He was trying to find like an optimistic way, but never mind. It's like I don't really know what to do right now. I don't really have any ideas.
So, Doug, what is it that you have exactly? You have a place we can stay and the name of someone living?
We don't
Well,
know if he's living or not, but
yeah,
I think we
Okay.
can presume that he's dead.
yeah, they left a while ago and didn't
A
haven't come
month.
back yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So unless they're living off the land, then they're probably dead.
Okay. So I
Yes.
think yeah, we can unless there is a magic thing we can do tonight, then we head out in the morning.
Locate creature work.
I think that sounds like a plan.
All right.
Before bedtime, one good berry for everyone. Add it to your inventory
Cool.
if you want it.
Hell yeah.
A good berry that we don't have to eat.
Berry. You don't have to eat it. It will last for 24 hours.
Oh.
Essentially, the plan going forward is this old standard druid trick of if you got a first level spell slot before you go to bed, cast Goodberry and hand them out.
24 hours of a berry for theoretically a berry is by far the cheapest way to sustain Basar's food needs.
Well, right. It's the cheapest way to do that. It's also a 1 HP healing potion.
That is very true. That
Mhm.
is the unsung heroics of it, at least at high levels.
Okay. You recall your various creatures. you find that the building mentioned to you is indeed abandoned. It doesn't have much in the way of fine furnishing, but it has space. Cool. A long rest is had. It is the morning of the 19th of Flame Roll. How would you guys like to proceed?
Okay, do we want to do legend lore, or do we just want to go out into the wilds?
We can do legend lore, or we can make the legend lore.
So it's a spell that I believe is on the cleric list, and I think Zal might have.
I don't have it.
Okay.
I believe
Um,
Ember Prime has it.
I do.
Yeah.
yeah. If we can either like if we wanted to, we could try casting it on or for soil rattle. Um, or we can try to go after the name of the person that Whispers picked up.
I
I
could
would
probably be better
actually
for soil
need to
rattle.
purchase some more incense to cast it. I could only get enough last time to cast it the one time.
Yeah, I think
Mm.
having Whispers start is, um, a good first step, and we'll see what information, if any, we get there, and then we can make a determination as to whether or not we should try and find Ember Prime the resources to cast Legend Lore.
Yeah. And just as a note, Legend Lore will not work on the name of the guy because he's not a legendary figure. So it fails when you
Right.
do that. Yeah.
I mean, you'd have to do a legend lore on. Guess we don't know the. Do we know the? No, we don't know an actual name for the hag.
I don't think you
Um,
need true names to make legend lore work.
Yeah, I mean, she has mentioned, two names, but the name that, like Soil Rattle the
No
Wretched,
soil rattle,
right?
right?
Like,
That feels right.
yeah, that'll certainly do the
Fuck.
trick. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but just to save you, because if you did cast a spell and name the guy, the spell is cast and fails. It's not a does not work. Like you like waste the resources, and I'm not trying to like get you with anything. Cool. Who's doing what and how?
I think we should try
Hmm.
Legend Lore first and then head out.
Well, in that case, it sounds like we need to go on a search and see if we can find incense.
Scrounge every last bit of incense.
Yeah, I need,
It's on the other
I
surrounding
need
side of the
area.
200
wall.
gold worth. I have
Right.
50 gold on me, but I need another 200.
I mean, we can
Um,
find someone who's willing to take the 200 gold. We just need to see how far we can stretch the definition of what is incense.
You will find incense here as people use incense right to cover stinks and smells. So there is incense. 250 gold worth of incense is a lot of incense, though, for the state of this town. That is actually the problem that you're really facing here. Um, is there? Let's see. Some trade has been occurring. People do want it to cover things. This is possible to do, considering that like there are there's like a kind of bazaar here where people are just like hawking stuff, right? Uh it's more like going to like oh man, what is it called? Is it a farmer's market?
Flea
Where
market.
a flea market, that's the
Flea
one. Yeah,
market,
yeah,
yeah.
much more like flea market style. People are just selling whatever, right? um uh but you could go around and spend time visiting many vendors to collect enough incense. It is possible to, but it'll just cost you time, right?
Yeah. Also, this absolutely feels like a group loot. expenditure, right? Like we have
Yeah.
a shit ton of platinum,
Yeah.
especially after more platinum was dumped into us by our erstwhile
Mhm.
companions.
Okay, cool. It'll take you 4 hours and put you midday to find enough incense, going around various different people selling different things. Some of it is just like, hey, this lady has incense if you want to ask her, right? She's not out selling it. You go to her like where she's living and ask her if you can buy some, right? But over the course of that time, you were able to collect 250 golds worth.
What am I actually doing this on? Not soil rattle, right? Didn't we?
No. Yes, on soil rattle the wretched. The more we know about her, like perchance her inclination for prey or any sort of spectacular tactics she's been known to use, that would all be things potentially written down in stories somewhere or talked about.
All right, we should go back wherever we were staying. This is going to take me 10 minutes just to get started.
Sure.
It's got a casting time of 10 minutes, so I don't think we want to do that in the middle of a flea market. So Ember Prime will start heading back.
Cool. You all head back to the place. You begin your preparations. You begin drawing forth the arcane energies needed to cast the spell. The spell is cast. What are you doing with it?
Name or describe a person, place, or object. All right, Moradin, I need everything you've got on one person calling themselves Soil Rattle the Wicked. Some sort of hag, likely.
Okay. I don't. I'm not gonna get you on it, but that is not her name, and would not. That would be a different thing that doesn't exist and would fail the spell. Right? It's so specific. It is the wretched, and you know
Wretched.
that. Yeah. I'm not
Okay.
gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna give you shit about it. One of those things of like, nah, that's not. You named a specific name, and that's not the real name, right? Cool. Okay. You have already collected as much lore as there is to know in the world. Like these people know about this creature, right? Like these stories, like you already have a sense of all of it, right? So it's not going to uncover knowledge that these people secret stories that they're telling each other, right? That's not what it is. But the spell will uncover for you through its magic stories that they don't know about. Um, Soil Rattle the Wretched, as the hammers chime and bang in your mind. Soil Rattle the Wretched is a entity of the Feywild that has crossed over and been living in these crooked hills from before Karakara was even founded. These hills have been her hunting grounds, and she has made her home here ever since Karakara was once Karakara was founded, she's like officially made her home in these hills. She preys upon uh, travelers in the hills, lost travelers. Um, she has occasionally actually helped people in the sense of made a deal for something of theirs in exchange. Um, uh, but she is a malevolent entity. Um, and many times she is preying on people to feed on them. and most people who go into the hills, even without her help, are easily lost to the hills themselves. From either they get lost again, never find their way out. Some other thing happens to them. So it's not just her that's in these hills that are problems for people, but she certainly is one. She does not have a static location in the hills. She exists in thin spaces between, excuse me, between the realms. And this area, these strange hills, have thin lines into the Fae, and uh, through them you would be able to potentially either enter into the Fae or possibly also find her as well. Though again, it's still a needle in a haystack situation. Um, she masks her true form. Durham obviously can confirm this. She is a potent trickster and commander of Fey creature, a very powerful hag. She has never kept a coven, though. I honestly think that's the most information. I don't think that I even know more than that.
I will make sure that all of that is being said out loud so that everyone can hear it.
Yeah, I'm taking physical notes on this.
Cast legend lore on Sean to see if he knows more.
Please unlock my hidden knowledge, please.
I guess
No.
outside of the legend lord, is there any roles we can make to know like how do hags get people? I mean, beyond Fae are tricksy, right? So like make you see stuff, make you like, lure you in with like child crying in the woods kind of stuff.
I mean, honestly, Durham can just answer that question for you, right? He's experienced it firsthand.
True.
So it sounds like our best method of trying to find her would simply be to walk in. She will either try to evade us or make herself plainly seen so that we will be walking within her territory, her hunting grounds. There's not necessarily a way I think that we could obfuscate ourselves well enough to make it worth the time to try. I think once we're in, she'll know we're there.
You know, I mean, we can always just get firm to do. God damn it. How useful would that speak in our heads thing be right now?
Eh.
Well, given that that's not an option, we rest and then hike out in the morning. Oh wait, fuck! I forgot it's the next day. We've already slept.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Probably start hiking, I guess.
I think so.
Okay. um, looking at the map, right? You guys' token is, in the city, right? Um, what direction do you want to go towards?
I think just north until we hit a body of water and are forced to either cross it or walk around.
I mean, this portion of the city, right, is against the lake, so like that's 20 minutes, and you'd be standing at the edge of the lake.
Okay.
So that is very swift in terms of that. At the edge of the lake, looking out over it. Again, the lake has been dammed, so it is no longer draining into the open chasm. And you see, like, there's still people out there fishing, fair more than you maybe would have thought. Um, the water again, the food from the in the lake seems to be edible. Like nothing has seemingly like changed it in any way. Um, you're at a body of water. What do you do now?
Oh shit.
Do-
We got how deep is the water? Sorry.
Well, it's a big lake, right?
Layla's is like, oh, I got you.
Also, do we rendezvous with our our beast friends out in the field?
You had recalled them that evening.
Yeah.
So yeah, they are currently with you.
What?
I would think we go west and try to cross the hill, like cross into the hills at a point in the river rather than the lake, since I'm
Sounds
sure
like,
we can just use mount a few different times and cross. Yeah.
sounds like a reasonable plan.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
They don't have the info button, so I can't really like just share that no more. I really missed that button.
Yeah, Zal is absolutely not walking as much as possible, even though he's got sick ass legs. Once you got him out and you don't have to walk all day.
Okay.
Yeah. Layla's right beside you. He's just gonna like ride behind Basar.
Okay. Through the use of your Pegasi, you're able to ferry
Griffin today.
Griffin.
Which is even better, I guess, for the purposes of this. More carrying capacity.
Yeah, potentially. You can ferry people over.
Sure can.
Basar can fly over. Laylis, you would have to take the Pegasus to fly over as well.
Hmm.
Cool. You guys cross over. Excellent. Okay. I'm not trying to lead you, but you guys did mention ideas of what to do out here, and
Hmm.
of course, you guys probably some of you may have ideas in addition to like what to do when you're out here. So what are you doing other than just walking around, if anything?
Once about every 30 minutes, I'm just gonna cry out to Abel Glutton Belly and see if I get a response.
Cool. Do you have any specific feature that will assist in this?
No, just that I can talk to the dead. Yeah, I'm hoping we come across a spirit at some point. That's it.
Okay.
Um, I'm interested in attempting tracking, but I think given that like this is not like an animal, um, looking for signs, like we learned that her hut is not necessarily stationary, so looking for indicators of a previous campsite.
Okay.
Mm,
Uh, I will, because I can ride steadily on it, I'll volunteer to take like Durham or something up because he's got much better vision. just to do like flyby or flyovers of certain areas.
Yeah, sure.
Like, I think the way we did it is that like I'm the only one that can ride on it, like steadily without like a saddle or anything. So I'll go up and like tie Durham to myself so that he doesn't fall off.
I'm also fine assuming that it has enough strength if the griffin just wants to carry me.
True, it could just if you're comfortable that way, that's fine. I gotta check. It is large, luckily. Strength 18. Ooh, Durham seems like a dense boy.
Mhm.
Yeah, hold on a second.
Did you calculate his weight? Did you fill that part? of
Yeah,
the
I always
that's
forget.
exactly what I'm wondering.
calculation?
Uh,
Rainier, can you go ahead and make a survival check for me?
I'll help
Sure.
with that.
I might already have advantage.
Okay,
Oh wait, no, I do not.
now you do.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hey, nice. Thank you.
Okay. I mean, as long as Derm doesn't weigh
Gonna
like
need
an
to be under
insane
like
amount.
270 is how much you're gonna need to be able to ride on it.
yeah, no, I mean Durham's only 155.
Oh,
He'll
yeah.
probably have to put some of his gear down.
Like I said, I got 270 pounds that the thing could take
Oh,
before it is
yeah, we
at
should
its
be fine.
capacity.
Cool.
So it might just have to go kind of slow. But I guess not. It's got enough to go at speed.
um. Okay. Do you want to cover more ground or have a better chance of noticing something?
Probably have a better chance of noticing, especially because we don't want to necessarily get too far afield from where our ground forces are.
Sure.
It's like beginning their looks.
Okay. Cool. So it just means you're moving slower to try to keep an eye out for that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Durham, give me a perception check, please.
Certainly.
I guess I can assist actually. Yeah. I'm proficient. And I'm not
Mm.
actually doing any of the labor here.
Hmm.
Nice.
Okay. The first day of moving about the hills, nothing stands out in terms of meeting the criteria kind of that you're looking for here. You don't see any huts. You don't notice any like tracks of a person out here right now. So the first day feels like a bust, but it's only your first day looking again for what you know is a needle in a haystack. You're looking for one hut in, like equivocally tens of thousands of square miles, right? Like
Mhm.
it's basically an impossible task that you are attempting to do here. But you don't feel like you're on the wrong path through all this. Like you know where, I mean, right now you basically get a sense of like, well, she's not here. Or at least she's not here now, but she's not here in this place at the
I
moment.
guess instead of looking for a specific hut, what we were told from legend lore was that like she is kind of off plane, right? Or in whatever the Feywild is. So it'd probably be looking for like areas where like the surroundings don't look right or something. Like
Yeah.
if she is like like if her glade, right, is just flickering throughout these hills, we're looking for like a whole section of the forest that suddenly just looks kind of fucked up.
Yeah. It's you just don't find her on the first day, right? It doesn't
Yeah.
matter what you're going to roll,
Mhm.
unless you rolled nat 20 as everyone, right? You're not going to find
Yeah.
her on the first day. Cool. So you're left with then the choice of, do you return to town or do you stay out here? That way you can continue your search faster the next day.
I know it sounds stupid, but if we rest out here, she might come to us.
My
Incredibly stupid, but
God.
yes.
Cool. Night in the woods.
Okay, cool. You guys,
Bashan,
boy.
yeah,
I have a question for you. I'm
yeah.
just gonna cast this spell because I have no idea where this has come from, and I've never seen this spell before in my life. And so I'm wondering if maybe you've seen this thing.
What?
Right.
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
What is
r-
that?
Right. I mean, it's basically Tiny Hut, right? But somehow it's on my spell list. It's like I don't know what the fuck this thing is. I have no idea where it came from. I don't know if it was an intentional addition or if we should just remove it.
Circle of Territory.
Ooh,
I
sounds
don't even
lit.
know if I could find it. Like I'm googling it and I can't even.
I couldn't. I mean, I didn't try very hard, but my search attempts were like, yeah, go fuck yourself.
Circle of Territory.
I have no idea who's.
Yeah, it's just Tiny Hut.
Is it somebody's homebrew? Is it through D&D Beyond?
Oh, maybe.
Then it could
Yeah,
be.
because it's not in this it's not in the D&D spell list, right? And I don't mean Foundry. I mean like it's not on D&D Beyond when you search for spells.
Right.
But I'm also not looking
I'll
for
just ignore
homebrew.
it.
Yeah, I know. Like, was it the one druid class basically has a tiny hut? Though it's like this is the exact wording of tiny hut essentially,
Right.
right? And the druid thing that does it is not that.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know what this thing is.
All right. I'll just ignore it.
Yeah. But if you after session, if you figure out what it is, let us know. I think we're all curious
Yeah. But
where this comes from.
what I will do is cast Goodberry again and hand out new Goodberries for everyone.
Hey, there you go. Sick. Right. You find that while this will satisfy Basar's like food requirements, he is not satisfied with the flavor, texture, or anything about it, and he will continue to attempt to hunt small game, on his own throughout the day.
Oh, okay. I can't. I mean, I could stop him, but like nature's course.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Okay. Do you guys do anything special for your evening in the hills? Again, the night is very dark, but there is you're not in the city, so you're not blasted by the light of the monolith, but I mean it is reaching you. It is illuminating the like the area around you. Like it's not pitch dark without the moonlight. It has the same kind of dim light illumination because you're so close to the monolith. So it's not like complete darkness or anything like that. Though the absence of any kind of moonlight is noticeable.
Hmm. I'm trying to. I don't really have
Is
anything
good
else.
old fashioned setting up some watches.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
okay,
pod,
cool.
like the back in the days.
Yeah, the classic. Okay, well, who's on watch duty?
I'll go first.
Okay.
don't know if anyone wants to join me, but
Layla's
I'll take
partially.
I'll take one of the ladder watches.
Layla's just partially assumes like he and Basar cover one shift on their own.
Sure. I mean, 4 heads is better than 1, right?
Yeah, are we doing a 2 and 2 all night?
Yeah, that'd be
figured
my
we would.
guess.
Okay.
I'll take first watch with you, Whispers.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll take watch with Rainier.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything you guys do on your first watch?
Not particularly.
Okay. Do you guys light a fire?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, like what's a she's gonna know we're here. It's not gonna be the fire that gives us away.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It'll give us away to other things that are out here. Like we know this is not without danger, but
It's still worth us being able to see them.
yeah.
Yeah, and your own comfort
Yeah.
as well, you know? Yeah, for sure. So
Yeah, I think
campfire.
just starting this evening, I'm just gonna every 10 minutes or so be mumbling to myself and casting Shillelagh.
While on watch, just
Yeah.
Gotta stay ready.
Okay.
Are there any spirits out here?
Well, let's find out.
Oh, you're thirsty, and Durham produces a gourd with some pungent liquid in it.
He'll take that.
Roll a d100. Your chances for spirit is quite high out this way.
58.
Okay. You quiet yourself and focus on eliminating the burn in your throat from Durham's. Where he got that alcohol, who knows? But it is a godsend in this moment out here in the Crooked Hills. You quiet yourself and just kind of like let the air breathe in your lungs, breathe it out, and open your spirit to those around you. Um, there's a lot of tension in the hills here. You've been in places of nature before that have a spiritual connection, and it's much nicer. Here, there is like a feeling of like just slight oppression, slight more cold than it should be. Just dangerous, unwell. Not overwhelming, but like you just notice the difference in the feeling of this place. And in the city of Karakar, it's been okay. Every time you've gone a little too far outside the city, any excursion you've had, into these hills, you've had the same kind of sensation that likely have brought you back to the city and kept you from any dangers out here. Um, you feel the presence of some spirits, yeah. They're not named, they're too far removed, too fragmented for that, but they are present.
Okay. Well, this is a long shot, but you haven't seen any huts, have you?
you you feel a presence come close, and they don't coalesce into a recognizable form, but there is like a shine in your mind where they are. they're unsure. You think, as fragmented as they are, they might not fully understand.
Was your death particularly violent?
You have a sensation of something approaching you, large. As you turn, there's a hulking creature, 12, 15 foot tall, maybe, rippling skin and muscle, carrying what looks to be like the broken hunk of a tree log. And that large club comes down on you, and the last thing that you see is there's just this disfigured, kind of gnarly face. In your experience, as you kind of relive this memory fragment, just an ogre.
Yeah. I think Durham would definitely see Whispers like flinch and maybe even like yell a little bit. Um, and then when he finally kind of collects himself, he'll just kind of brush his hair and just say, "I'm sorry it ended for you like that. It shouldn't have had to been." And he'll just sit there quietly.
You feel that spirit, the weight it carries, lighten a bit at uh, your empathy towards it.
That's it.
Okay. Throughout the time of the rest of your watch here, you can feel the presence of some spirits coming around and then heading away. Who's on watch too?
I believe Ember Prime and myself, if Ember Prime wants to, and Bazaar, but she can sleep if she wants to as well.
And Prime, you taking a watch?
I think he died.
Ted, are you muted? Are you there?
Nope. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah,
Are you
I will take a watch. Yeah.
okay? Cool. You and Layla's take watch. You see, uh, one of Bassard's heads is just kind of laid relaxed across his scaly paws, and the other two are up, kind of slowly looking around the place. Um, Anything you two get up to on your watch?
Um, Occasionally, uh, he's just gonna get up and start doing rounds, and then he's just gonna go invisible and start giving like Ember Prime taps, and then walking back into the forest, and then coming back out.
Why are you
Okay.
doing that? Stop poking me. Why are you? What are you even doing?
Then he's gonna start doing the same thing, but playing like bigger pranks on Bazaar.
Yeah, you see Bassar's head swivels anytime you touch it, looking for you. Eventually, all three heads start sniffing around the area as it begins just tracking your scent down as best it can.
Catch me if you can. Oh, and he's just like, I'm just passing time right now. Oh, excuse me.
Your watch is uneventful, nothing comes in the night. Who's on third watch?
Is that Rainier, I, and the Griffin?
Okay. I know Max stepped away. Is there anything particular you do during your watch, though?
No, I think I mostly just relinquish the actual like watch duty to the Griffin.
Okay.
Like I could try to see, I can't see better than it at any given moment.
Yeah, sure.
It's got I got dark vision, it's got 60 feet of dark vision. So like I probably just have it slowly like prowl around the edge of the like clearing that we're in.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Is-
Okay.
Isn't that what your dark vision is? Same 60
Is
feet?
it?
I mean, it likely
I think it's
is.
30 feet. Like
Mm.
it's got keen vision.
Right,
It's
right, right.
specialized.
Yeah, look,
Right.
hey, why walk? Why use your eyes? This is what
Yeah.
you got it for, exactly.
Offloading.
You're,
right.
offloading, right? You're multi-threading. Yeah. Rainier, your watch is up with Zal. We were just checking to see if there's anything like in particular you want to do.
No, no.
Okay, cool. um, your watch also ends uneventfully here. I don't think you have a fourth watch set up here, so everybody's watch will just be a little bit longer than 2 hours to try to get the 8 for everybody's full long rest kind of jam. Cool. Derm, in your rest, you sleep, right? Your character sleeps,
Yes, I do.
correct? Okay. 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 In your dream, dreaming of home likely, you step out of your residence, and as you open the door, you are standing in a familiar sight where you see a hut carved into the bottom of a large tree in a fogged forest with a variety of shrubs and vines and mushrooms growing nearby. You're roughly standing about 20 feet away from Soil Rattle's place at the moment.
Mm.
You can see the lights on inside.
Yeah, I'll walk in.
You step in, you see the young woman, Visage. She's inside. She seems to be standing over her little wooden stove, stirring a pot of stew. Turns to see you. I was wondering when you'd show up.
Oh, again?
Hmm. The she lifts the ladle and tastes a bit. Still missing something. Stirs again, grabs a pinch of an herb, pops it in. As she focuses on the stew, she speaks to you and says, I could have sworn I warned you to stay out of my hills.
The hills don't belong to you or to anyone.
Wow. We have a differing opinion about that. I've been here longer than anyone. I think that gives me squatter's rights.
I can point to several trees that have definitely been here longer than you.
Mm. True. True, there are old spirits here. Still, these hills are mine. Your presence is disruptive. And you've brought others in tow. Tell me, What is the plan you have wandering my hills with all the weapons you carry?
Hmm. Well, simply put, as you have stated, we have a disagreement about who these hills belong to. My friends and I would like to have a larger discussion with you about this very topic.
I'll give you a final warning, Druid. Leave while you can, or this will be your new home. In a sense.
Very well. Sounds like you are unwilling to engage in a friendly discussion. Understood.
I believe this is about as friendly as it gets. She turns to you, and as she smiles, her human smile continues to grow and grow. More sharp teeth begin finding their way into her mouth as a long tongue begins to extend out a bit, drool slapping and platting on the floor. um, and your dream ends. But can I get you to have make a wisdom saving throw for me?
Sure.
Oh, that's gonna do it for sure. Okay. As your dream ends, you do not feel the dream shift to a nightmare. Simply the dream you were having fades in its existence. You take no damage and you gain all the benefits of your long rest as normal.
Excellent.
I will give you this though. As your dream is fading, right, and the vision of the hut is fading, uh, the trees nearby, um, you do see something. Uh, a large, not large, I suppose, but like you see a marker, like a small, I'd say like 3 or 4 foot small stone, like rounded stone monolith.
Mm.
Um, uh, and it has a symbol on it that is in Sylvan. The symbol, the loose translation of it is like where the tree spirits once roamed.
Okay. I will wait until everyone has woken up and then over breakfast share with everyone the dream I had, including the vision of this stone marker.
I mean, sounds like a clue to me, right?
At least it's something to look for.
Okay. Morning of the 20th of Flame Rule. What's the plan for today?
Got my spell slot back.
Guess I'll ask Durham. You want to go back up?
Mm. Yeah, certainly.
And you think we go wider today or keep combing?
I think we keep combing. We just have a more specific thing for which we are looking.
Okay. I will give you the choice. You can either keep your previous rolls as like your effort, right, in this endeavor, or you can try to roll again.
I think you rolled real good, didn't you? I remember what it was.
Yeah, I think it was a 28. I think I'll keep that.
Oh, so you rolled like a 19?
Yeah.
Wait, no,
Yeah,
you
both
rolled a.
Rainier rolled a 19, Durham rolled a 19. Yeah, you guys
Oh,
were like, yeah, super fire.
Yeah, I'll certainly keep that.
Okay, cool. Okay. Another day of looking out around, searching, eliminating more possibilities of where they are not. um, Durham, you do notice with your 28, you do notice not a marker that you're keeping an eye out for, but you do notice that on one of these hillsides, there's just a very large tree. Like, large tree. Probably about 20 feet taller than any of the ones around.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I feel like Zal, I feel like we should investigate that tree.
investigate ourselves or go back and bring the rest to here?
Uh, well, at least inform the others, and then we can make a decision whether we should investigate together or send out scouts.
Yeah, I'll tell Griffin, wing it about, and start heading back.
Okay. You gather everyone up. And you all meet at the foot of the very large tree, standing about. Other trees nearby are roughly 40 feet or so tall. This one reaching up to 60, maybe more. Large, wide trunk, thick roots.
So, Durham, what's the protocol for investigating a tree?
You walk up to the tree and start looking around. Which is exactly. I mean, well,
Yeah.
I'm a little confused. Are we? Have we made the decision to go and investigate this tree? Have we done that, or are we still deciding what to do about it?
I assume so. I guess we took that as read. Does everybody want to go investigate Big Tree?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Investigate Big Tree.
Okay. You are at the foot of the big tree.
Yeah, I'll just take a quick little walk around it. Is it just looking like a tree?
It's just this is a tree. There's no I'm
Okay.
not there's no secret here.
Okay,
It's a
gotcha.
it is a tree, but it stood out to you as it was larger than the other ones nearby. It is. I mean, this is a majestic
Mhm.
uh, tree.
Hmm. Well, nothing unusual, but does make a lovely place to camp.
I suppose, do we want to finish our day of flying around and then this is our central point?
Sure.
Okay. Flying around again today. You don't find her hut. Markings of thinny places in here. You don't find the tree marker, that stone. But you, as aptly put, you do have a place that provides plenty of nice, cool shade. Good vantage point for some of the other hills nearby. Is this where you guys would like to set up camp again for the evening?
Sure.
Yeah, when we return, I'm gonna just try and find um, some birds that are flying, or either flying relatively close to the ground or hanging out in a tree relatively close to the ground. And the intent is to cast Speak with Animals.
Yeah, sure. Give me an animal handling to just stick your hand out and have a bird come down.
All right.
Okay, yeah. Hang on. Okay, hang on. We're almost there. Uh, okay, cool. Cool. You call out, and you see a shape come down from the branches, and just this nasty little bird, like a little tiny vulture bird, like turkey vulture, lands down, kind of squawks a bit at you.
Hello.
Rah!
My name is Durham. My friends and I are here in the hills looking for someone. Someone we think is creating an unpleasant environment. Perhaps you or your friends have seen areas that you felt were unusual, or perhaps seen a stone marker that looks, and I will describe marker. Does any of this ring true to you?
Okay. You've cast Speak with Animals?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Um, can you just populate that spell? Just
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
I don't know druid spells because I never played one and don't know all the ins and outs of what they do.
Um, Interesting. I thought I could cast it, but it's not letting me do that. So I will populate it this way.
Sure. Okay. Okay. Um, it's some of what you're asking is slightly complex for a bird.
Hmm?
But um, it replies to you and tells you that within the last uh within the last day, it has seen it's seen a hut. Um, and the direction would be like northeast.
Okay. Uh, I will break off a little piece of a good berry and offer it up. I'd offer the whole thing, but I think it would be awful for something this size.
Greedily eats whatever you're giving it.
Um, we will be here until we rectify what is wrong in these woods. We'd like to help, or these hills, we'd like to help heal them. If you could be on the lookout, perhaps tell your friends to be on the lookout, and come find me should you find anything.
Uh, it tells you it will try its best, but that is many instructions for a small creature.
All anyone can ask is that try your best. You've been a great help. Um, is there, do you have a name that I should call you?
Uh, okay. It says its name is Hellray.
Hellray. I thank you, and my friends thank you. I hope you are well and that we see each other again.
It gives you like a little like a friendly nip at one of your fingers, and then takes flies very
Little
awkwardly.
bastard, and I smash it. No, I'm just. All right, I will relay what Hellray has told me about a hut being spotted to the north. Shall we investigate?
Sounds about right.
Don't see why not. Well, that's a lot. I see a lot of reasons why not, but
Mm.
we're already here.
It seems those reasons will be true at any time.
Got a point.
Let's go. And
That's
I'll
fair.
start walking north, trying to decipher as best I can the instructions that Hellray had given.
Okay.
I will also cast Pass Without a Trace on everybody.
Very cool.
Dumb question. Can that stack?
No.
Okay.
Oh God, no. That
That
would be fucking.
I mean, it's already crazy. Could you imagine? Plus
Well,
20.
there'd be parties that were just nothing but like you'd get like a plus 40.
Yeah.
It'd just
Yeah,
be
yeah.
everybody is like, yeah, well, we got 4 people who all cast it, so the gods themselves cannot see us.
Yeah. Actually, this is a real problem. We don't know how to be seen anymore.
Yeah, we've all gone incorporeal.
Right.
We've
I mean,
fucking
dude, do you know how
disconnected
hard
from
it is to
the-
order a drink in a fucking tavern these days? God damn it.
I do enjoy the concept that like just you're layering so much of that one specific magic onto a group, you just get irradiated with it.
Yeah.
Everybody's just stuck and pass without trace.
Yeah,
Oh,
now
no.
you cannot be observed. Cool. Okay. Um, traveling north. You have your pass without trace. It's for an hour.
It is for an hour, but
Okay.
thanks to the staff of the Woodlands, I can just keep recasting.
Hey, there you go, buddy.
Mhm.
Okay, stealthed up. You guys begin moving.
Thanks, Ember Prime.
Yeah, through through the hills.
Yeah, let's not forget I am still in full plate, so even with the plus 10,
Clink, clink.
Right. Every time I cast Pass Without a Trace, I'm pointing at Ember Prime, like hoping that it'll add some extra.
It's the
This-
equivalent of like putting cloth on all the sharp edges, so when they clink together, it just sounds like a thud instead of a clink.
This time, for sure.
Right.
Cool. You guys begin traveling in a northeastern direction. Throughout the afternoon, into the early evening, as the bits of sunlight are waning and beginning to fall, and the darkness of night is beginning to take hold. You enter into a section of the hills here that has some low-lying fog. It makes your travel a little more treacherous to watch your footsteps, but you're not impeded in any way. You just have to be a little more wary. Let's see, it was Rainier. With your survival check, you notice footprints. They just like appear out in front of you. They weren't there. There's no leading path, but they are there now. These are small, maybe a little larger than Merv's boots, but they sink down a bit. Something heavy, maybe. One pair of footsteps, another pair begins nearby, a third pair, a group of these people moving in a kind of a wandering direction. Occasionally they just stop and then you pick it up again. But there is a trail here and it's heading in the direction that you want to be going.
I'll activate the Rite of the Dawn, I think.
Okay. The light begins illuminating. This isn't heavily obscuring fog or anything like that. So, it's not like turning your brights on and it's worse. You're able to see a little bit more here. That survival roll was very good. As you check it out a little bit deeper, putting your hands into it, feeling there's a pattern actually in the boot print here. You've seen not these exact prints before, but you're started with such a high roll in your particular kind of background. You're starting to get a feeling of these remind you of like someone in armor walking is what it reminds you of, right? It's not following exactly like uh leathered boot prints. The angles are on some of them are a little too hard. It definitely gives you the feeling of like a more rigid shape, something like a plate mail boot.
Okay. I'll voice that observation.
You hear Basar up ahead. You hear him shout out to you, Laylis, and he just
Mhm.
says, "Father, there's something strange here."
He'll ask him to come back, and if he does, I will use Beast Sense, so I can.
Beast sense. Yeah, hell yeah. Okay, cool. Although Basar is not a beast, I absolutely think this works for you and him. All right, it makes total sense that you should be able to do this to your companion, right?
Yeah,
Cool. Do you just send him back to look at whatever he was looking at?
yeah.
Yeah, cool. Uh, cool. He bounds up ahead and looking through his eyes as you are blinded and deafened currently, as Layla's just kind of like eyes go white. He wargs into his beast. You see Basar bounds up, kind of fades a little bit in the fog. He's going about 150 feet ahead.
Hmm.
And you see through his eyes as he sees there looks to be like tattered remains of clothing, a satchel that's been ripped open, and just like some basic, gear is splayed out over the ground. He sniffs at long dried blood marks, um, and as he looks up to observe, you see about 20 feet away is the stone marker with the strange symbol that Durham. I'm assuming Durham. Yeah, you said you
Yeah.
described this stuff
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
dream. Yeah, yeah. Basar's basically standing near it.
Mm, you said about how far up though? Like 150, about.
Yeah, he's like 150 away from you, and he's like 10 or 15, 10, 20 feet away from the marker itself.
Okay, and then I just need to make sure to see what it see what it sees, hear what it hear. You can't really speak to it though. And in that moment, Laylis will drop Beat Sense and be like Durham. It's straight ahead.
Very
The
well.
the stone marker. But he's gonna take off and go catch up to Basar because that's creepy as fuck.
Okay. Laylis runs off to catch up to Basar.
I'd like to. I'd like to follow and look for that sigil.
Yeah, sure. Does everybody give chase? Follow up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. You all meet up with Laylis and Basar just a few moments after, and you see exactly as described tattered clothes, some long dried blood mark, um, and then nearby the small stone marker with the Sylvan symbol on it.
Oh, it's Sylvan?
Yeah, I can read that.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
We got two people to read.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
I'm
Yeah.
also interested in this if this does anything.
Ooh, touch my evil. Ooh. Um, maybe I should have had it. I should have had her like mark it, like scratch through it. That would have been very good for this, but I didn't, and it's not evil. um, but hell yeah. Cool. As confirming what Durham had discovered, again, the conceptual translation is like where the tree spirits once roamed, right? Once were, is like the best way you can translate what this means.
I realize it was just a dream, but this marker was. I did see this near Soil Rattles. But
Well, it, do the foot the path that we've been walking has the like tracks led to this area, and have they stopped?
They were heading in this direction. They come and go, is what you've discovered, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is they are there. Sometimes there's obviously more than one. And they like it's what they're doing is essentially impossible, right? They're disappearing and then some appearing later somewhere else, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I guess not so possible compared to what you've seen now, but previously, right? This is like this a person doesn't normally walk like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they have led into this, like they're going into this direction, and you found all this.
Okay. But there's not. I think my question is there an appearance that a bunch of things have congregated here and then did not leave?
Hmm. Using your same roll, you see there are a variety of footprints here. The ones that you recognize. There's another pair that you don't recognize, but they don't continue onward. Like leaving this location, there seems to be, there's the mix up here, and then you see just those same like armored footsteps moving away, but not the more normalized boot pattern.
Mhm. All right, so either she's lured creatures here, and they found their way here and then been and have been captured, or I think else. Mention there was of portals and l- peering into the Fae while here. Things may be moving in and out of this plane, and it's possible that if her hut is around, it's sort of an anchor or maybe an attraction point. 'Cause all these other things have tried to get to here for some reason.
Mhm.
That sounds like reasonable supposition. In any event, it seems we have found ourselves closer to our end goal of locating soil rattle. The question is, how do we proceed from here? Based on what you have said, doesn't seem like we can follow the footprints any further.
There is also a thought that I've had. You've dreamed of soil rattle, and I was going over some of my field notes, and a few of us, when we were here, dreamed of her house as we passed through. I wonder how much of her presence here may be dictated by day and night. That it's possible that things congregate to this spot and she's here after the sun goes down.
Mhm.
So stakeout.
I think it's worth testing because if I'm wrong, then it's just another night that we've spent just still here. So
Sounds like a good idea to me.
I don't know if it's a good idea, but it's our best idea.
Well said, Whispers.
Okay. Uh, sounds like a stakeout in the hills. Is that correct?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. You guys find a place that seems suitable enough to both be comfortable but give lines of sight. You begin keeping a watch. It's slow, boring work. Some of you are unaccustomed to it, likely become a bit fidgety. Certainly, Basar is not pleased with being kept here. He kind of gets up, moves around, and then comes back a bit. Daylight fades, night takes over. You see the little slivers of the moon as it moves and peeks out from behind the Atropos, but the Atropos moves with it. So, to your perspective, the moon is still covered completely by it.
Hmm.
And there's only the very, very dim glow of the monolith in the distance. About it's not early evening. I guess it's more like around 8ish, 9ish or so. You know, you guys have made camp, right? Eaten a bit, snacked on what you can. Rainier, you begin to feel, not fear, you begin to feel the hair on the back of your neck and on your arms begin to lift as goosebumps kind of rush up you. There are spirits nearby. Whispers, you begin to feel the presence of spirits around as well. In Ember Prime, you notice not a firefly or any kind of lantern bug. There's a light in the distance, out in these hills where no one else is but you. Maybe about, oh, it's even hard to guess, a few hundred, maybe 1,000 feet.
Is that what we're looking for?
Uh, can we anyone else see it?
Yeah, as pointed
Yeah, I
out,
will
you all
point
see you see a light in the distance. It's a little too far, and again at night to make out what it is, but it's static and stationary. It's certainly not an animal.
There is one way to find out.
Mhm.
Cast Pass Without a Trace again and start walking.
I'll definitely be following.
Yep.
I'll mention in kind of a whisper that we in the past have encountered will-o-wisps, so this might be an ambush tactic.
Okay. You all head forward. Are you stealthing your way up with your pass without trace?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Okay. Everybody roll stealth rolls. You get +10.
I'm trying to I don't get advantage on these. That's not. No, it's I know that I don't know. There's so many things.
Gotta roll for +2.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Not too good.
Hey, you know what? 12 is a 12, okay?
Like I did worse. Second
You
roll is
you
for Griffin.
you,
Okay.
you haven't factored in the +10. I did.
Oh. 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 Ah, I see, Ted. I see.
Yeah,
Ah.
yeah. Plate mail strikes again.
Thank you, Pass Without Trace.
Thank you,
Good
Pass Without
boys.
Trace.
Oh, fuck me.
Okay, cool. All right, you all make your approach, moving among the land here. The light fog just rolling around the ground a bit. And as you move further and you approach within about, I mean, as you make your approach within a few hundred feet, let's say 300, 400 in the night, um, you begin to make out a little bit more of the shape here. And the light you can see is definitely light coming out of a window. You approach a little closer with your various, well, I guess your crossbow's also lit up as well. Well, that would make your stealth, I mean, unless you're physically obfuscated, your stealth is impossible because you're lit and visible, and anyone near you is lit and visible, right? So what do you do about that?
Well, if it's not the beginning of the night, then I think I'd have to reset my thing anyway. Or I could end it. Like if we're intent to stealth, I don't mind putting it out.
We need to get like a blanket.
Uh,
Some
Playlist also just offers up. He's like, while we're sneaking, if you don't want to turn that off, do you have to hold it to make it stay, or does it just
Um,
glow on its own?
a little bit of both.
Oh, he's like, I could just hold it. I could just go invisible.
No, I'll be needing it. It's fine. But I can just turn it off and then turn it back on when we're close.
Okay. You mentioned a time thing. It's like almost like, right, it's like between the travel time and all that, it's like approaching 9 in the evening, right? So
Yeah.
yeah.
So I technically need to re-roll it every time we take like a short rest, and so I'm kind of thinking that that would have happened.
Yeah, I mean, you put it on before before this?
Yeah, I had it on earlier.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If you know you need to do it, yeah, you can do it. It's just a question of like
Perfect.
if you're stealthing, but you're also lighting yourself, which basically removes all stealth, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So it is off then.
Off for now. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Just so we're all aware. Cool. You make your approach closer as you enter in within about like let's say 200 feet or so. Each of you feels like a rush of static electricity around your body.
Ooh.
And as you look around, making your way forward, this part of the forest just looks a little different than anything you've been in previously. The air smells different. Uh, the light is slightly brighter in here right now. Yeah, you were just walking through nighttime, and now it feels like the sun is still setting. There's a dim light that seems to stretch in the horizon that you can just barely make out from some of the trees here. It gives a little bit more illumination, and you can make out a carved wooden structure, a small hut in the bottom of a very large tree. Variety of vine work and shrubbery nearby, little patches of red capped mushrooms growing out of the ground. Durham, you recognize this place.
I believe we are here.
All
You,
right.
you hear. Actually, no, you don't hear anything. You're still very far away, and you're well stealthed. At the you are outside Soil Rattle's hut, having miraculously found your way to her for some ungodly reason. You have sought her out and have found her. And we will find out what you do next session.